Hey everybody, how's it going? Thank you for tuning into episode 1. We are downtown San Antonio today on the east side on an unusually cold day in San Antonio, here at 1100 East Houston Street to check out CrossFit Unchained. Art and Alisia Pruneda are the owners. I got to know them a little bit since I moved downtown. I'm looking forward to getting to know them a little bit more and showing you what they're all about. They have graciously accepted my offer to be used as my guinea pigs for episode 1 here. So let's jump in and check out what this place is all about. Cool?
So what I love most about CrossFit Unchained is when I came, all my questions were answered. People were looking me in the eye. People were shaking my hand, introducing themselves. And every time I come to a class, at least 2 to 3 people introduce themselves, say hello. They really make it a welcoming experience. Everyone's really motivated, and no matter when you're coming, when I come to the 5:30 in the morning classes, sometimes are the most motivated classes of the day. But I would recommend CrossFit Unchained to anyone.
Awesome.
So the reason I love CrossFit Unchained is because of the personalized attention. Sometimes when you don't have the physical awareness or the fitness, nutritional background, just in even how to develop a regimen, it can be quite intimidating. But when that's pre-done for you, and it's a very timed, very savvy workout to target all points of your body, it really makes it worthwhile. To get the kind of attention that you get here is super expensive in the big gyms and quite intimidating. So this really is just quite a phenomenal deal that just completely works out your body and supports you along the way.
Hi, I'm Kimani. I've been a member of CFUN for 2 years now. I'm a teacher. I teach at Burbank High School on the south side, Go SISD. CrossFit Unchained is perfect for teachers. I can't explain enough how much they kind of get the teacher's schedule. There's a late class at 6:30, so even when I have tutoring until 6 o'clock, I can still make a class, and it actually kind of makes me leave work before 7 so that it's not too crazy. The community is amazing. I invite friends pretty much every day. We even have designated community days where you're supposed to bring a friend for free just to hang out, see what it's all about. I actually got my mom into CrossFit, and now we do it together. You can modify any movement. One of my favorite mottos of this gym actually is that you modify the movement but not the effort. So you're off the couch, you're moving, and that's what it's all about.
What was the decision point you think that there was like, okay, we're gonna open a box? Like, was there a moment where you're like, this is it? You know, because you said you'd looked at some other options. So what was? Do you remember that moment or?
Yeah, I remember what it was like for me. At what moment it was for me. Her moment may be a little different, and my moment, her moment, it was like then we came together and we talked about it. So for me it was just being pulled into 3 or 4 different directions. We were trying to help people with nutrition individually, one-on-one. We were trying to run a cleaning business at the same time. We were trying to, I was doing IT work on the side. Alicia was doing landscaping, yard maintenance on the side. You know, so we were being pulled into 5 different directions in order to achieve, just like any business person, making an income to live on. So after
kind of the birth of entrepreneurs, right there.
Yeah, it's like I'm doing like 5 different things and getting pulled. So there was after we started doing CrossFit, and at the time, the owners of the gym, that we started to help a lot because they allowed for us to. They gave us that opportunity. I was doing the webpage for them. I was doing daily vlogs for them because that's kind of what my background was in. Plus, I was coaching as well, and Alicia was doing a lot of coaching also. And just seeing that side of it, it was like we could do this. We could focus on this one thing, being opening a CrossFit gym, and not have to worry about being pulled in 5 different directions anymore. So instead of working at 5 different things, it was like now we're gonna work at one thing, which was the CrossFit gym. We could still help people with nutrition. We could still help people create a lifestyle in which they're doing better and being better, and it was just that moment, like, let's stop doing all of this and just focus on this one thing now.
So it consolidated a lot of what
what we were doing before.
Yeah, awesome. And you recently joined the San Antonio Police Department, right?
That is, yeah. So it was always a part of what I wanted to do, and
Second phase of life.
it is kind of an act two for us. But Art has been supportive, and when I had expressed that I wanted to, really military is what I wanted to do, and after we really thought about, gosh, that would take me away from the family, and because our kids are older, we started very early. Not that they were they're raised and done, but we had them early. Knowing that the military would take me away became a less attractive option. So when we found out that the age range for the police department was older, I was like, I really want to do this, and he's like, you need to do it now. And so I did, and last January the 25th, I started my journey with PD and graduated September 3rd from the academy, and now I've been an officer on the police department for 3 months.
That's awesome.
So it's kind of an
Congratulations.
act, yeah. So I'm still kind of in some capacity coaching, but now I just really, as our future, I think it's been a great decision for us, and I really love it. But I miss being at the gym, as full time as I was, but intermittently as I've been able to, which I hope now that I have a schedule, I have a more set, finite substation and hour shift that I'll be able to be available.
Okay, awesome. Do you guys have like an overarching statement or principle or a couple statements that guide you in life and business?
I always was raised by the golden rule. Treat others the way that you want to be treated. But I think as we have evolved as parents, more than any other facet of our life, is to treat people better than you want to be treated, because in our day and age, people get treated so poorly. And if we accept that as kind of the standard, like, then you're going to treat people the way that you see other people be treated. And so for me, I think in everything that I do, I always try to treat people better than the way I would want to be treated. I was raised and adopted by grandparents, my dad's parents. So there's this generational gap. I wasn't raised by baby boomers, I was raised by traditionalists. And so it's a very strict upbringing. And not like I resent it, because I love it, and I impose a lot of that on my kids, but both of us were kind of raised in that, because his mom comes from a family of like 11 kids or something, and their parents were traditionalist, and his mom and his aunts and his uncles, they're all pretty hardcore strict, have high values and morals, and their work ethic is super high. And I think that is the one thing that I would love to impose, is in whatever it is that we do, and particularly in a CrossFit environment, is to help people be not only a better version of themselves, but to even just be better humans. Like, it's great to have the physical capacity, which ultimately we should all turn over these amazing bodies, because that's the side product of what it is that you do in the gym and how much you pour into yourself. But really, it's about just helping one person, and then that kind of the law of reciprocity, just being able to turn it over to another person. It doesn't have to be in masses. And I know when we talk about the gym, it was, if we grow exponentially as a blessing from the Lord, that's awesome. But if our gym is never bigger than 50 people, those 50 people, I would hope that in some small way that we get to be a part of their life and their journey. And they may not choose to stay with us, and that's okay. I'm really, truly okay with that. But as long as they left knowing that they were loved, that they were respected, and ultimately I at some point showed a load of compassion, I got very happy. I don't think it's ever been our goal to be rich, and whatever that looks like for people, because I feel really rich, I feel really blessed. Not monetarily, we always have struggled, but that's part of our story, is that it draws us closer than creates a wedge between our relationship, because our kids will grow and go. But if we have, if we're the model of what the Lord has blessed us with, and we get to be that and make people better as a result of it, then I feel like that's a huge win.
How many kids do you guys have?
We have 4.
4, all right.
And they're 23, 18, and then our twins are 15. So our youngest are 15, and so we're kind of on the tail end, of being able to be with adults, like the best versions of ourselves when we were maybe not even, when we were their kind of their age. They're fun. We really like them, and they don't like us most of the time, but they love us a lot, and so they tolerate us. But I think that's the one thing that I feel like, as part of our business, weaves in. We just want to treat everybody better than any other experience that they've ever had. And if that's at the gym, or that's outside, and that's at a Christmas party, or that's at a bar, or that's at a coffee shop, like I want them to know that we genuinely care about them.
It shows. I mean, it shows in your membership base. You guys have, they're always happy to be there regardless of what the watt is that day. Yeah, they're absolutely. What's the biggest obstacle you guys have had, and how did you overcome it?
On the CrossFit business side of things, one of the biggest obstacles, like Alisia kind of mentioned earlier in our pre-talks, is well, there's two. The first one, of course, is that price tag that people put on how much a CrossFit gym membership is compared to the other gym memberships that are out there. That's one of the biggest obstacles, and it's just trying to help people understand that you're looking at two different things. You've got an expense for you're paying at a regular gym, you're paying for something, versus a CrossFit gym, you're paying for something else, something totally different. So there's really no comparison to the two. So that's been a big obstacle to overcome for some people, is just to explain to them that, look, it's not this type of environment where you just walk in, you're paying to be able to walk through the door and use the equipment. It's not like that. There's so much more involved into what goes on in a CrossFit gym than compared to a regular gym. So that's been an obstacle. The other obstacle, of course, is what people see CrossFit being. A lot of the emails that I get from people who are looking for a new fitness program, it's I'm really interested in CrossFit, but I need to get in shape before I go to CrossFit. And that's because of a lot of the videos that they see about the CrossFit Games and all these, professional level athletes doing all these amazing things, and they're like, well, I can't do that. And the easiest way for me to have kind of explain that to people is this way. It's like, you and I, we can go to a Spurs game, shout out San Antonio Spurs. We can go to a Spurs game and we can sit there and we can watch these professional athletes do amazing things with a ball in a basket. We can also go, over to your house, because you've got a basketball net, and do some little one-on-one or play some horse and have fun. It's the same thing. What they see in those videos online is like the professional sports. What we do in the gym is like you and us having fun with the same sport. It's two different levels. So once they kind of understand that, then they're like, okay, maybe I don't need to be in shape. I just need to start. And that's the biggest thing. It's just start. So if they're interested in it, just start doing it. Don't keep making excuses. Just start doing it. So those have been two of the biggest obstacles that I think that we've had to overcome as far as being in the CrossFit industry.
Okay, yeah. Are you saying I'm not going to be able to play for the Spurs one day? Because it's kind of a dream of mine.
I'm not saying that. That's all dependent on your commitment to you.
No,
being better.
it's not happening. No, but I like that analogy, man. I totally agree. What would you say has been your greatest successes?
I think every single person that's come, and maybe even has gone, like being a part of their health journey. We get to talk like at night, or these days it's kind of intermittent at best, but like we get to talk about people in the context of their progress. And I think that like the first person that you get to coach, even through through elements, and it's like their squat is so. You triage like the most of, okay, let's just get them to sit and get up, and that's to a 90-degree angle, right? But then seeing over their commitment of consistency progress. I think that's been the biggest thing, is just seeing people improve and get a level of confidence and self-worth just because they didn't think they could, or the kipping pull-up, or just a pull-up, or a toaster bar, and they're
That first
light,
pull up,
the light that generates within them, and then they're just like, oh my God, that, or even from the novice to even like Zach, one of our coaches, him PRing on a clean or a snatch, and it just looks so amazing. Or even if it doesn't, not compromised by any sense, like injury, oh my God, that looked horrible, but just seeing joy through people in movement, from the most basic to the most advanced, Olympic lift or something. I think that has been one of the biggest successes. But I would also say for us, having been able to do something with my life partner has been the most successful, because I think that in a lot of ways we have grown together. So as a relation, it's just been amazing for our marriage to be so challenged, and to be able to overcome, to see him grow, to see him be so staunch of a supporter for so many, because I get to be a part of that every minute, because I'm his wife, but more so just that I get to share that, and I think that's a huge success that people just don't get to see. And I get it, like a lot of husbands and wives may not be able to run a business together, but we can. And I'm not saying we do it well, but we really, we're doing it.
We're still open.
We're doing it. And
there's a measure of success right there.
Yes, and I think that is it, that we've been able to do something together. And it's not been easy, but it's been worth it. It's been worth the sacrifices, and I just think that he is amazing. And I get to share that with whoever wants to come in, and whoever wants to sign up, or whoever, and I don't say that near enough, because you're too busy trying to run the train, and throw coals into the engine to just keep it running. So I think for me that's been a huge success.
Anything to add, or?
Wow. Success-wise, I think the biggest success that we've had is just, like Alisia said, in our members, and just being able to see them grow from day 1 to day 30, or 3 years. Since we never intended to start in our garage, it just kind of happened that we opened up and had maybe about, I think when we started, once we left the garage and opened up our downtown location, we had about 20 members, and 15 of them moved with us, and out of those 15 original, we still have 5 since then. And just to see how they've grown from day 1 in our garage is just amazing, fitness-wise. Not only in their fitness and in their movement, but just as people as well. Some of them are, our new parents, and we've got to see that and experience that, from where it was just the spouses to now they're a family, and experiencing that several times now in the gym. We've got, since we've been open, we call them our CrossFit babies. I think we have 3 now that we have, and being able to be a part of that and a part of those families, that's just the success that I really enjoy. And also, as Alisia said, a big factor in everything ever since we started dating and decided on marriage and kids and everything. Being able to do this together and continually do it together, and albeit sometimes not well, but we work it out, and that's the great thing about the success in our relationship that we've had, is that we're able to work things out and still continue to have fun and still continue to look forward to the future and what the future will hold for us. With CrossFit, with her being in the PD, with our kids going to college soon, all of them will be there, and just to continue life and feeling blessed each and every day, and thanking God for everything. So that, I can't think of any greater success than to have a good life. It's not, and it's it's been hard. You know, everybody has struggles. We all have struggles. But how you overcome those obstacles and overcome those struggles and learn from them is what makes tomorrow better than it was today.
What would you say are you guys 2 to 5 healthy habits, daily healthy habits? Sleep? Love it.
Yeah.
I do that well.
She does it. Yes. She tries to PR on her sleep every time she sleeps.
Nice.
I do.
For me, my mom died when I was 17 of cancer, and so that was over 20 years ago. I can't, and it's back in 1991, so not too much was known about cancer and what it was and how you got it or anything like that. So I had to kind of learn at an early age what health or what fitness meant to me. So the few things that I knew was, and that I still try and practice now, is the first one is that you've got to have some type of fitness program. You know, regardless of whether it's just running on a treadmill or running outside or walking or playing a sport every now and then or being involved in a gym or CrossFit, just doing something fitness-wise, so being physically active. The second one would be you have to have, I hate using the word diet, but you have to have some type of healthy eating lifestyle. Diets are something that people start and they stop. So I don't like that term. So you've got to have a healthy eating lifestyle. Watch what you eat, you know, everything in moderation. Eat whole foods, natural foods. Stay away from anything that's in a box or a bag as much as you can. I know it's hard as fast-paced lifestyle as we have. And then the third one would be to supplement your diet with some type of high-quality nutritional supplement, vitamins, you know, shakes, powders, whatever you can. Don't use those as a crutch, but the reason you're using those is because our eating, there are so many gaps that we create when we eat, that we're not getting enough vitamins and minerals that our body needs in order for it to function. So that's what vitamins kind of fill those gaps and those holes. You know, every day the gap is different because every day I'm eating something different. Going back to that whole nutritional side that we started, back in 1998, when I chose to start helping people with nutrition, the one thing that I realized was that from research was that the RDAs that are created today, those were created because of vitamin deficient diseases like scurvy, rickets, beriberi. You know, today people are dying from degenerative disease, chronic degenerative disease. And the only way to combat that is one of the ways, not the only way, but one of the ways is through watching what you eat and being physically fit. So I think that those three principles that I try and live by every day, being active, watching what I eat, and having a nutritional supplement regimen, those are the three things that will lead anybody to having a very good, high quality of life for a very long time. Those are nice.
So I know food will fuel my body. So I do try to eat it in large quantities and very high, you know, doses of it. And it's a career that, like, I get tired of chewing. Because, you know, you have to eat. So it's like, can I blend this and drink it? Because it's just so sometimes difficult to try to get all the nutrients that you can. And then just like the amount of nutritionals that I know I could consume is ridiculous. But I know that it's kind of like the fountain of youth for me. Even though, like, I just want to be beautiful for him. And that's all that matters. Like, what God thinks of me, what Art thinks of me. And if he's happy, the creator's happy and he's happy. Like, I'm good. I don't want to invest like in Botox and surgeries. It's going to be great. And if he finds that attractive, then it's a win. So I know that particular supplementation helps with that. Then I'm going to take as many as I can, you know, that are going to help me achieve my goals. Because I have pretty audacious goals. I still want to make it to the games in my age division. I still want to do things that scare me. You know, I love that part of life.
Doing things that scare you, yeah, I love that.
All the time, you know.
I think that's a great outlet.
But I often live in that realm of intimidation and fear, but it's not crippling. And I just know that I'm going to screw up, and that's okay, because we're all people. And if you want to judge me, that's cool. I mean, I'm just going to get better. Every time, I'll just get better and better. And I think that's been the biggest win for people, is like the admission of, I don't know it all. And that's okay, because I'm going to figure it out. And sometimes we got to figure it out together, and not being afraid to say, I don't know, but gotta get the answer to you. And I think that's one of the bigger things in our arena, and maybe what kind of helps us kind of win some spirits is like acceptance. And I think if anybody lives with that fear of like, well, I'm not sure, or I don't know, and I see what I see on TV, but I know I'll never do it. It's okay, you don't have to ever do it. All you gotta do is just start. All you gotta do is just start. All you gotta do is just walk in. All you gotta do is just try, and we'll take care of the rest. But you just have to set all that aside, because I think the enemy uses a lot of that comparison, perfectionism, and self-pity, and all those things to keep us trapped. And if you live in that, it's just horrible, isn't it? It's just dark and scary. You just always never get to see what is on the other side. And maybe I'm naive for thinking that way, but I'm okay with it.
I'm a lot of beauty on the other side of fear. Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
Yes, but if you allow it to just continue to cripple you, which, I never really have been of that personality in certain things, but I'm just going to try it. But I'm going to do it. I'm not going to try it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to be great at it. And so that's a little bit. But anyway, sleep, fueling my body with food, fueling it, not filling it, but fueling it, and then supplementation.
I love that differentiation too. Yeah, not filling it, fueling it. Absolutely. So fitness and or personal heroes.
Wow. Fitness hero would have to be Dan Bailey, because of his successes in CrossFit and his personality with Danny Broflex. I think one day I am looking forward to him being in a movie.
A Danny Broflex movie?
A Danny Broflex movie. Yes. He is going to be the next Schwarzenegger, the next Stone Cold Steve Austin, fitness person gone actor. So I'm looking forward to it. So Dan Bailey's one of my...
He likes Dan Bailey so much, he named one of our lizards in our garden Dan Bailey, because he's so fast. Yeah. I think humbly, I think it would be a lot of the people that come into our gym. There's one member right now that I've got to interact with minimally, but I just find her to be so inspirational, because she just keeps coming back and keeps coming back and keeps coming back, and that just to me, well, yes, Annie Sakamoto and Lindsay Valenzuela, all those women are amazing. Annie Thor's daughter. All those girls amaze me. But I think it's just the people that, bless you, just keep coming back, and that are expecting, just I'm going to come and I'm going to just keep trying. I'm going to keep on coming. I'm going to keep on trying. I'm going to keep coming. Those people, I think that, and I know, and it's sad because I haven't been around the gym so much that I don't know her name. But if I were to see her, I would tell you, that's her. And that to me is inspirational. I find I can derive a lot of inspiration from that. And it's not to take away from the people that I just aspire to beat. I love to compete with Carrie Kepler, all those local, Janet Black, got to meet her. Just local, amazing, fierce women. But that lady in the gym, that to me, that would keep me on a high for a long, long time.
Awesome. Absolutely love that answer. I think, I love the differentiation between aspire and inspire. Yeah, totally with you there. What do you guys think makes a good trainer or coach?
I love emotional. I read it on Ben Bergeron, I think. Emotional intelligence, which is another way of saying compassion or empathy. I love that. And I think people read through it real quick. From the youngest to the oldest people, and everybody in between. When you can say, I care about you, and I don't want you to do that weight today. You're gonna get there, but today is not the day, because we need to work on the first pull, or we need to work on just your squat, whatever the foundational work needs to be, you know, that it's okay. And I think when you can relate, like, it's going to get better. Right now, we're not there, but it's going to get better if you just do this one thing today. Let's work on this one thing today. Then tomorrow when it comes up, you're going to already have that as part of your muscle memory. I think that emotional relation is a good thing. And I love that in people. And like, I don't want coaches that don't have that.
Successful trainer. I think the ability to understand what people's needs are and how to effectively help them achieve those needs. Everybody's so you can't have one workout, the WOD, this is the workout of the day, and expect that workout to work for everybody. Once you get to know your athletes in a coach's environment, this and still one-on-one as well, you've got to be able to change the workout so that they can achieve their goal. We have one athlete who wants to get stronger. We have one athlete who wants to lose some weight. Well, they could do the same exact workout, the same movements, the same rep scheme, but there's little changes that can be made to that workout so that it can work towards the person that wants to get stronger and it can work towards the person that wants to lose weight. So being able to have that relationship and with each of the athletes or even with the personal clients, and not just kind of create this workout because you've got somebody for the next hour and you know they're there because you need to get them moving and you are going to give them a workout, you know. So being a good coach or being a good trainer, I think you've got to have that ability to differentiate, you know, what somebody's need is versus, you know, what you want to have them do. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Just give a quick breakdown of what are your vices.
So one of my vices is getting stuck with some free time and allowing for that free time to keep me from doing things that I need to get done, which is like sleep, and that's mostly when it comes in. So again, you know, getting stuck on Netflix and binge watching something and not going to sleep instead, that can be a vice for me. Also, that just the convenience of food, not preparing it, and just the time that it takes to eat. You know, that's another vice for myself yeah, and it's like I gotta stay away from it. You know, I can't eat fast food all the time. I can't eat something from a bag or a box that's been prepared, and not necessarily that I need that or I want that. It's just that it's just convenient, and I got to live outside of that convenience and take the time to meal prep and take the time to sit down and stop doing all these other things to focus on eating and being healthy. So I think those are some of the not so good vices that I got to stay away from.
Yeah. I think we discovered that my vice is chips and salsa.
Chips and salsa.
Yeah. That's my vice.
All right.
Loves it and can't get enough. Yeah.
I can. Like I push away.
When it's gone.
Yeah. When it's an empty bag.
Once they're
or
all
empty
gone.
jar.
What advice or request would you have for somebody who's nervous or intimidated to is thinking about joining a gym, but is just apprehensive? What would you tell that person?
I think the same thing is just come, just show up. It's hard to get. I've been in situations where it is very difficult to do something, and regardless of what it is, everybody at some point is going to be in that situation. And the one thing that we all have to do is just, you know, get outside, as we said earlier, get outside that comfort zone and just take that first step and just say, you know, there's going to be some good, there's going to be some bad that comes out of this. I might fail, I might succeed, but it's okay because that's today and tomorrow's going to be a better day. And I can get better tomorrow and I can be better tomorrow. So what is it that's really keeping me from moving forward in that decision and getting started? Is it because I don't think that I can do it? Is it because I'm afraid of what other people are going to think about me? As I'm trying to do CrossFit or trying to do anything, and we can't let ourselves get in our own way of what we want. I mean, it's different if something's preventing us from doing or achieving our goal than me being what's keeping me or from doing or achieving it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's a mindset that I guess people
Yes.
need to get out of. Me preventing me from being successful or doing what I want. I think that's one of the hardest things that people have to go through when they decide that they're interested in doing something. It's great that they made that decision that they're interested, but there's still one more decision to make, and that's actually doing it.
Yeah.
And that for some people can be a very hard decision. So.
Yeah, and then I think one of our many different hats, I heard we're looking for serious, not the curious. And I think if you maintain, curiosity is great, but we all kind of know that expression of what happened to the cat. So I think that when you get serious, you leave the lifestyle of, or the mindset of, I'm not searching it, I'm doing it. I'm jumping in, and the deep end is scary, especially if you don't know how to swim, but at least you're in. And I think that's what differentiates CrossFit in general, is that when you decide to jump into the deep end, there's lots of people there that are ready to just help you, kind of just tread. And at some point, you just start treading on your own, and you start stride. You're free. I don't even know. I lost the metaphor that I was going with, but you just start doing it. You just start doing it, and then you start becoming that for someone else. So it just trickles, and I think that's what has made CrossFit so successful, and why it's not a fad, and it's here to stay, because people understand that one thing, and we don't become, maybe, at least I haven't experienced it, so big-headed that we forget where we started. And that's why you do something, so that way you can, again, going back to what we first started with, as a kind of a mantra of just passing on, making it generational, making it, yeah. So I think that you're serious. When you're serious, we are ready, because we're always here.
Name one thing that you want somebody watching this to remember.
Love yourself. Love yourself enough to make a change, big enough, that scares you, but that is going to possibly affect the rest of your future and everybody around you. Whatever, and if it's not CrossFit, it can be Zumba, or it can be, cycling. It can be something, but man, get moving. Like, don't just allow for your body to wither. We were made to be amazing, and amazing looks different for everybody. When we've seen it, it comes in different shapes and sizes and colors. But I think that if you just take one day at a time, make it the best day. Don't beat yourself up. If it wasn't a great day, who cares? We all have them. Lord willing, we'll get another day. Just start doing something.
Make it a part of your lifestyle. Don't have it be something that you're going to do for 3 or 6 months.
No.
Once you get the results that you're looking for. I'm interested in joining CrossFit. I need to lose 20 pounds. Well, once you lose those 20 pounds, don't stop and then go back to what you were doing before, because then you're just going to gain those 20 pounds back. Mm-hmm. So it's got to be, when you make that decision to make a change, it's got to be a lifelong change, not something that's a temporary fix to a result that you're looking for. Because once you get that result, if you stop, you're going to lose it. So it's got to be a lifestyle. It's got to be something that's, lifelong, a lifelong choice, not just in the intermediate. This is what I'm going to do for now.
Cool, awesome. Anything you guys want to add?
I want to thank Estate Coffee for letting us be here. Yeah, during that time. So come check them out. Real good new coffee shop. So give them a big shout out. Yeah. Definitely. Outside of that, come and see us. Come and see us at CrossFit Unchained. We do
1100 East Houston.
1100 East Houston, yes. Blue building with the yellow stripe, can't miss it. Every second and fourth Saturday I bring a friend WOD that's open to anybody that doesn't have any experience. So if you're ever looking to try CrossFit, there's lots of gyms near you, probably. Find one, come visit us. If you like CrossFit, and we are happy to give recommendations out to, depending on where you live or where you work, on CrossFit gyms near you to try out. So,
awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.